This is a 723rd production.
Sponsored by Heal with Nell's Love.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody that's been tuning in, and welcome back to Real Life, Real Views with your host, A. Smith.
And Nell's Love.
That one. Where our traumas do not define us. Y'all already know we here each and every other week or so. But
get your life together, please.
Yeah, I know. I had a rough weekend and I don't feel like dealing with too much of you today.
Well, you started with me at the top of the week.
All right, so
what
open
are you
the
talking
show.
about?
Open the show because I'm hot.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Even though she said it, I'm saying it now. We have a very, very, very special guest today. All of our guests are very important to us, but this one right here has a story to tell. And I know she's going to help a lot of people overcome their traumas because she is still pushing. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sharena, and I done been through some things, and I hope that I can give some advice to some people that been through the same things I've been through.
So, I know you're visiting. How has the visit been coming back to New York?
Oh, it's been great. I ain't get no sleep. I slept like 2 hours.
I know we don't sleep.
We appreciate you for being
I'm not gonna
here.
get no sleep later.
We had a pre-turn up.
I'm gonna be up to 4 o'clock in the morning to sleep on the boat probably.
That's how we do. When
Well,
people
that's a good weekend.
Turned down for what?
Exactly.
For Jesus.
Gotta live like
Oh,
that's tomorrow. As it ain't today. She's not drinking water, guys. So, Adrian,
What's up?
are you well?
I'm back? All right, I'm back. Let me stop playing. Y'all know I was here. Y'all know I'm here. Y'all know I'm live and ready. Like she said, we got a special guest on the show today, and all our guests is special, but this one, like she said, I'm repeating it again. Been through some stuff, and I hope that her story can help someone out there to never give up, keep pushing, keep going. Zoom in, cuz this is my new shirt. And keep pushing and stuff like that.
He does his job.
All right. And just wanted to get that out there, you know what I'm saying? I got these on sale. Because remember, Nails was selling stuff now. I got stuff on sale. Holla at me.
Don't forget about me.
Put it in oh no, I can't put this in a bottle. But put it in a plastic. Sit it on.
We got some bottle things coming too. Some CBD liquid for you to drink and heal yourself within. Can we talk about it?
Ew.
Money within.
That's true.
Oh,
Money
don't
within.
start,
I ain't say
with me.
that. Let's get back to the guest.
Hey, girl.
You don't know how to treat company.
Listen, she known me since I was little. So
Let's get back to the guest. So, Sharena, you're on here today, and you want to start us off with a story tell us something you've been through.
everything is
One
intriguing.
we'll take a story for right now because we just started rolling.
Everything is very intriguing.
Again,
Right.
So, let's see. So, those that know me know that I have spent some time in prison. I'm not proud to say it, but yes, little pretty old Lorena then did a bid. Sure have. I was about my paper, chasing them dudes with them dollars, and I moved to Pennsylvania and met someone that was a big time deal out there. I ain't want for nothing. Brand new cars, money in my pocket every day. And you don't realize, you think because you're not the one actually selling the drugs or doing anything with the drugs that, they can't do nothing to me because I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's him. But in all actuality, it came back and bit me in my ass. And unfortunately, it caused me to spend some time away from my children and my family, and they pretty much labeled me as a hustler's wife.
Wow. So you weren't actually out there,
No,
hand to hand.
nope.
Like
the association.
Guilty by association. Corrupt organization, or
but you
all
were
that.
down with it just by
spending the money.
Just spending the money, okay?
Just spending the money.
Man.
And you had to do your time for that.
So when I first got arrested, I'm like, what? So I spent a couple of days in the county. I was actually pregnant with my second child when I was arrested, and my bail was $1 million. So of course, yeah, it was $1 million.
Just by spending the money
Yes,
that he
just
made?
by spending the money.
Oh,
because they wanted me to tell, and back then you like, oh, I'm not snitching. Like what? I'm not doing that. And they was trying to crack me, and I'm like, nope, I don't know what y'all talking about.
it's a real one.
So they wanted to set an example out of me, and yeah, my bail was $1 million, and eventually my little big bro got me out.
Okay, so you spent a couple of days.
No, I spent a couple of months.
Oh, you spent a couple of months of them trying
to get that money
crack
up,
you.
Yeah.
And them trying to get the money up,
and she
to
never
bail you
folded.
out,
right?
And she didn't fold. How many
No.
months exactly?
Like 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
2 months. And this was in the county in Pennsylvania?
Yes, Lebanon County. Mm-hmm. It was terrible. You were all in one big room with a bunch of bunk beds.
What was the experience like in there? Did anyone try you?
No, not because I was pregnant. I was big pregnant,
Okay.
so nobody tried me.
So
in there,
they actually have a heart for pregnant people.
Oh yeah, they gave me my little extra bag lunch at night. That being bologna sandwich. I used to give it out. Give me a pack of soup. You can have a sandwich.
How many months?
Hustling.
Right.
I was still hustling. Like, yeah, you want
belly and all.
Who want the bologna sandwich? I need a soup and a bag of chips.
She's like, I'm used to the good life. Treat me right.
Exactly.
Treat me right.
I always been bougie.
How many months were you?
I was 7 months. I was 7 months pregnant.
Wow.
So by the time
it was almost.
That was real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you made it out just in time.
I made it out just in time. Absolutely.
Wow.
And yeah, I had him like a few weeks later after I got out, actually. And so I was due to get sentenced. Well, actually, I was fighting the case. Okay. And I still wasn't budging with, I don't know nothing. But it was kind of true because it's not like I was with him busting licks or making sales or anything like that. I only knew what he did.
Home and pregnant.
I knew the plug, but
that's why they wanted you.
But the plug was the rat. He told on everybody, so it was like
that's different. That's another episode.
They wanted me to speak for myself so I can try to get myself out of it, and they wanted to hear it from me. My son's father, he was like, she had nothing to do with it.
Oh, they had lost him up as well.
Oh yeah, it was a whole big. It was a whole big.
So they came in. They got.
Oh yeah, they got everybody. It was a
Everybody.
whole big auditorium. When I seen him in there, that's when the tears started coming. Like, oh my God, now who gonna get me out? Because I'm like, yeah, because I know he gonna get me out. And I see him coming in there. I'm like, oh God, I'm stuck.
Oh man, so they came to your house.
Yes.
And got you, but he wasn't home.
No.
So you didn't know.
No.
So now when you get there, like you said, you thought he was gonna get you out,
and I had my own place. So
wait a minute, and you still can go there?
Yeah,
just not really being his
tell people.
Yes. So
they were watching y'all for a while.
But I didn't know
what happened was
separate places.
How he got caught up in this. He got arrested for something petty, had nothing to do with drugs, and he had his cellmate. He was vibing with him and all that, and I guess they got into conversation on what he do on the outside, and he's like, "Oh, we gonna link up." So they get out, they link up. Whole time, the guy was a confidential informant.
So can't trust motherfuckers.
He, got in with him, and then all of a sudden, I violated. I'm going. They sending me away. I'm gonna introduce you to my cousin. His cousin was an undercover intern agent. So that's how all that went.
You see how this go?
Exactly.
The game is crooked. The game is crooked out there. So
especially in Pennsylvania, they do what they want to do. Like that's Commonwealth. Because as far as I'm concerned, we would consider that entrapment. But out there, no, there's no rules. They do what they want to do.
So now you had to lean on your family to get you out because the guy that's out there with the money is in.
Yep.
You're 7 months pregnant.
7 months pregnant.
And you possibly can have your baby in prison.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what was going through your mind?
Girl, I don't even know.
What, did your baby come out healthy?
He came out healthy, but I went through some complications during the delivery, and unfortunately he has autism.
Do you think that was due to the stress you were in?
I kind of think so. I believe so, because we don't have like a history of any, mental illness in the family as far as anything like that. So
can I ask you a personal question?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever blame yourself for that?
I do sometimes, and not, and I wonder, like, what his life would be like. Like, I think, like, what if I didn't go to jail, maybe that wouldn't happen to him, and, have myself under all that stress. I'm like,
life happens.
Sometimes I think about that.
You're an amazing mom, so
I try.
Don't beat yourself up.
Five boys, right?
I made Supermom.
Supermom was up to boy number 2 when this was going down. And yes, five. Yeah.
You have 5 soldiers to protect you.
I sure
5
do.
soldiers, because
they won't leave me alone.
So let's go back just a little bit. Now you got out because you out on bail.
Right, I'm out
on
bail.
So you still have to go to court because you're fighting the case. They just let you out because someone bailed you out. So you're fighting it from the outside instead of the inside.
Right.
Okay.
So I was scheduled to be sentenced. I want to say it was like February after that happened. So I go in, I'm ready. Got my later underwears on. They say, make sure you bring a lot of underwear.
So you had the baby already?
Yeah, I had the baby.
Oh, okay.
This is February now, and my sentencing date comes. So, I'm prepared. My mental is prepared. Like, all right, do this. Well, first of all, when I met with my lawyer, and he was like, so, they're offering you 3 to 7. And I was like, 3 to 7 months. So, I did 2. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get time served. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
We Gucci.
I'm good. I'm like, 7 months probation. And he was like, no, 3 to 7 years. I'm like, what? I'm like, you can't be. Why am I going to jail for 3 to 7 years? I didn't do nothing. And the whole thing is because they wanted me to tell. And at that time, the attorney general was running for, I want to say mayor, something out there or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he was running for. So this was like a huge case for them, and they was using it as an example
because it was so many people.
Exactly.
They gathered up.
Exactly.
They made like he did a sweep on the street.
Right. So they made it was like it was a whole. We got telephone charted, all kinds of crazy nonsense I never even heard of in my life. Never even been in trouble in my life. And I'm like, and y'all want to put me in jail for 3 to 7 years? Are you kidding me?
They're like, let me see somebody else try to clean these streets up.
Exactly. So, I got my affairs in order and got myself together. And I'm like, all right, this is what it is. Let me go do this time. And fortunately, they gave me a continuance because somebody that was involved in the case was going to trial, and they wanted to keep me out on the street just in case I decide to change my mind and become a rat.
Wow.
So you didn't have to go to court.
So I went to court, but I didn't have to go to jail. They sent me home that day, and that was bad on their part.
Tell us what happened after that.
I was out on the street. I was feeling myself. I was out on the street for all that time. And I'm like, you know what?
You was like, take the drawers off that I had on when I went in. Hold on, push pause, because they said, what? Stay outside a little bit longer. Like your mother said, you got an hour more out there. And then bring your ass in the house, right?
Exactly. I'm like, shit, catch me if you can.
So you get to go back home. And you going back home to the baby is how old?
Right.
When you was about to go in.
He was only a couple of months.
That had to be
he was only a couple
crazy.
Of months.
You wasn't going to come out till your son was going to be 3
exactly
years old. And you already had an older son and that was out there like what?
He was 4.
Wow.
Yeah,
such
4.
A young kid.
Yeah.
And
they 4 years apart.
But you had your family there to support you on that part.
Absolutely.
Well, both parts, because you was able to fight. Went in, they said, go back outside, come back later.
Right. And they shouldn't have did that.
So that means Catch Me If You Can. I'm on the run.
Exactly. And
how long were you on the run?
I was successful for almost 7 years. Exactly 2 months.
So you did the bit outside.
Yeah.
Twice. Well, if it was, she
did the 7
so
on the outside.
When I go back in front of them, like I already.
But I've been.
Right. That was 7 years ago. We already passed that.
But that was your fault because y'all should have let me go.
But y'all did 7 years. What you mean?
Exactly. Y'all let me enjoy this fresh air. I was like, I can't do this. I changed my mind. That's it.
You got your kids. You raised them.
I sure did, and I lived my life like ain't nothing happened. Like what? That's not me. Nope. I ain't do nothing.
Did you change your hair?
No. I moved out of New York. They wasn't even looking for me. They came to my mother's house one time to look for me.
You weren't really what they wanted. They just wanted to break you.
Exactly. So I moved to Connecticut, had an apartment, had a job.
You were still able to be yourself?
So you never changed your name?
Well, allegedly,
that's my favorite word. I was
allegedly, you was yourself out there on the streets because
exactly
that was your own business, but you was able to get a job
because I worked off the books as a waitress at night. So
this is a game changer right here. Like, don't do the stuff she did, even though it's good information that she get. I don't even know what to say. The information
you never know a person's story.
Exactly.
You can never judge.
And nobody would expect that from little me. Because I'm like,
but she wanted to be out there. She had a family, and now you have your 2 sons, and the father is away. So it's back to just being you.
Exactly.
So how was that, before we even get into how you was able to get off the books, how was that of you it's just you out here? You know, the guy that you was hanging with and, getting the money and stuff from was gone.
Right. It was very stressful. Like, it was to the point where I was working at night, leaving Quelly and them in the house. Like, Allegedly.
She's a good mom.
Exactly. But I train my kids well. They could take it.
But now open that door if somebody knocks.
Exactly.
Don't answer that goddamn phone.
And don't even answer that phone.
Mm-hmm.
If it's me, I'm going to ring once, hang up, and call you back.
Told you. The information is
that.
Yeah. This is crazy, man. The people can't, because it's a lot to do that. And then, like you said, your son was like, was it too much for your other son because he was at autism?
You know what? He has always been very strong-minded and independent. And he probably get that from me because I always trained him to, like, don't ever have to depend on nobody to take care of you. You're going to be able to take care of yourself regardless. Mm. I could be going today or tomorrow and you're going to have to survive and you're going to have to take care of your siblings. So he always had that instilled in him. So he know what to do. Like, we in the car, I pass him my ID, like, hold this. So he holding my ID in case we get pulled over. I don't have that ID in my pocket. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say my name is so-and-so. Mm-hmm. So he was my rider. He was my road dog. But, good. In the process of me being on the run and all that, I met someone else. I kind of, like I said, I moved on like nothing happened. Working.
Living your life. Kids is going to school.
Hustling.
Yep.
Hustling. That everything like a normal.
Went on to my third baby and everything. Got pregnant. Had a whole nother baby.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
That's when I met Lavelle. I was with Lavelle. While I was on the run. I had a whole other relationship.
Job,
yeah.
The cars, the kid.
Did you introduce your old self to your new partner?
So, he was well aware of what was going on.
So you had nothing to explain.
Exactly. He lived in Pennsylvania. He knew everything.
So he was famous out there, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody knew Sharena. She a little fugitive. She on the run. Mm-hmm.
What made you trust him?
Because he was.
I'd have been looking at him like he had
right, because that's a scary.
He was
nigga, you came to get me.
He already showed me that he was a rider. He showed that he was down. Like, he helped participate in getting me bailed out and everything. So he's been there. Like, pretty much when I had my baby, he was like his his father figure because he never even met his father. His father never touched him because he was in prison. He did 15 years.
Right. Duh.
Wow.
Because they never let him out to
he never came home.
So he didn't
enjoy
even
the fresh air.
Right. He never came home.
He didn't get a chance to run.
Yeah. 15 right off of his first 15 years.
So, I was with Lavelle and all of that, and Lavelle helped me with the kids or whatever. He was good to me. He took care of me and stuff like that. And then I got pregnant. And
boy number
3.
Just boying us out.
Boy number 3.
That should have been scary.
She needed the protection.
Right. The boys, they protect their mama. And so I got pregnant and I went into labor on New Year's Eve, January 2005. Yeah, January 2005. And everybody thought I was faking because they thought I was hating because it was New Year's Eve and the ball just dropped. And I'm like, no, I'm really in labor.
Because he about to go to a party. Exactly. You gotta chillax because the ball dropping that smell. You not going out.
Like, yo, she told me to stay home.
He outside. Exactly. He outside. He gotta give him some fresh air too.
So, I went to the hospital and I had the first boy born in Brooklyn on New Year's Day.
Wow.
Hey, shout out to that. It's something special, right? Look at you. Girl. Breaking records all around the place.
So, he was the first boy born in Brooklyn Hospital.
In Brooklyn.
On the first. And so his father was there. He was able to see him delivered and everything like that.
Oh, so he actually believed that you were in labor and went with you.
Yes, because he had no choice. I was like, let's go now. Okay.
No party.
He's probably relieved that he actually went.
Because I had him in like an hour. Like,
take that outfit off.
And I told y'all, like, just because I don't be crying and bent over, that's how all my pregnancies been. I'm fast. Let's go. I'm coming.
Exactly. And this is number 3, so you definitely knew.
3, exactly. So, Brooklyn, I was in a room with somebody, so they didn't let them stay in the hospital. So, he left.
Oh, because he could get his 2-step on now that he left you.
Right.
And he's about to go celebrate his boy.
And he's about to go celebrate his baby boy.
Exactly. And, him and my brother, they went out to go have some drinks, and unfortunately, he was murdered. So, that's my luck.
Oh, God.
And I was in the hospital, so I didn't know what was going on. And the next day after I had him, they were gonna come and like take pictures of us with the baby because he was the first boy born in Brooklyn, and we were supposed to do like this photo shoot and be in the papers. And I'm like, where Lavelle at? Like, you know what I'm saying? He would have been here by now.
They didn't want to tell you.
My mother and them did not want to tell me.
That is a different
And I kept calling, and I'm like, yo. Like, and she's like, he's on his way. He's coming with your grandmother. And I'm like, my grandmother? But that was the furthest thing from my mind. I would never, ever expect that was the news that I was about to get, So, my aunt at the time, she was a New York City police officer, and she came to the hospital, and I'm like, what y'all doing here? And I'm like, when Lavelle? Like, and she told me, she was like, Lavelle was killed last night. I was like, what? Like, this can't be happening. Like, one go to jail. First of all, the first one was, well, I'm not, rest his soul, because he dead too, but I'm not going to call him a loser, but he just wasn't there for my first son. And then I get this one that goes to jail for his entire life, and then I give birth, and this one gets murdered. And I'm like, is this what my life is going to be like? So, at that point, I'm like, I don't even want to be in a relationship. I don't I just
to be attached to somebody else and worry about losing them too.
Exactly. And mind you, all this time I'm on the run.
Right.
I am a fugitive. So now I'm petrified. I'm like, they gonna find out.
And he was basically your protection.
Exactly.
He
exactly. So it's like the detectives want to
when
talk
they want
to me,
right? Because of what happened to
his father's house. So I'm at the the family house, and the detectives come, and I'm like, Lord have mercy, they gonna lock me up.
Did the family know you were on the run?
No. His family did not know I was on the run.
That was good, because they'd have gave you the fuck up.
You're right, because they was trying to blame my brother. Oh, it was meant for him. They was in the car. Like it just happened. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was shooting and the bullet happened to go through the car.
Oh, so he wasn't targeted.
No, he was not targeted. They was in the car and the bullet went through the window and hit him dead smack in between his eyes. So, you know, of course the family.
I think I put the tissues here for myself.
The family, like, you know, oh well, you know, blaming my brother. And I'm like, listen, my brother loved him. He first of all, he don't even get down like that. So he had no parts of that. It was something that it could have been him. Then which I would have said then. It could have been the both of them, which I would have said then.
Right.
Like, you know, but I get it. They want to find somebody to blame. That somebody has to be at fault for it. Unfortunately,
yeah, because once someone passes, it's really nothing you can even tell the family members because you can't bring them back,
especially in that way, you know, to gun violence. So then I was just like at wit's end, like, wow, like where I'm gonna go? I can't stay at my mother's house because I'm on the run. Now these detectives is questioning me about him. Eventually, they're going to, you know, and I felt when they was questioning me, they just kept saying, don't worry about anything. Just worry about yourself. I'm like, these motherfuckers know I got a warrant.
Yes.
And they gonna fucking come get me.
Yeah. They want to rock you to sleep.
Exactly. And I couldn't even go to his funeral. I went to the viewing like before anybody got there, so that way nobody would see me, and said my final goodbyes, and I rolled out because I'm like, y'all not gonna lock me up right now, and I got a newborn baby. Like
they would have snapped you quick.
Exactly.
And, you know, that's one of the main places they go because they know you're mourning. Exactly. You're gonna want to say goodbye.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I got slick. I got my ass up early in the morning, and I was like, yes, I'm the wife. And I went on up in there, and I saw him and sent my goodbyes, and I rolled out.
So at this point now, not one of your sons have their father in their life.
Exactly.
And she's by herself.
Talk about trauma, man.
And I'm a fugitive.
And you're a fugitive.
And a single parent.
Exactly.
3 sons.
Wow.
That had to be tough.
But she's here today, guys.
With a smile on my face.
She's here today.
That was some tough times.
Yeah, and that's how I ended up moving to Connecticut because of, you know, being on the run. I had a friend out there. She plugged me in. I went and applied for the survival benefits, all that under my name. I was like, at this point, you know what? It is what it is. And I guess, you know, like, see, it's different for females. Like, I'm not out there. I wasn't out there doing anything illegal or whatever. Right. So it was under the radar. They not running your name unless they need to run your name.
Unless you just
trying
got
to make
something.
it.
Right.
So you went from PA to New York to Connecticut.
Yep. And that's when I was working. I got me a car.
You was doing a damn thing.
You really was.
Like, you were doing better than someone with no issues.
Not once did you say you had a breakdown, a meltdown. You ran away from the kids for 5 months. Not once did you say that. You kept moving. You just, through all of that trauma, loss, like losing loved ones, and you just continue to go. Like for your kids, like you said, you've been showing them, take care of yourself.
Exactly.
You really have been showing them that by just continuing to push.
Exactly.
Without letting anything stop you.
I'm just thinking about now your sons, them having a partner in the future. I feel badly for their future wives.
You know what? And
if there's even a possibility, because you are God to them.
I do too, because they can't meet their mama standards. I don't know.
But they can't mess with no soft female.
They can't.
They can't mess with no soft
they gotta
female.
Get all riders.
They can't.
Gotta be some hood, thick skin.
They gonna be like, what? My mama taught me this. I don't need you to cook for me. I'm gonna cook my own meal. Like,
man, they have a lot to
they most certainly do. And I be scrutinizing them too. Like, who is that? Like, what?
Mama's boys.
I don't play with my boys.
Okay, so you're in Connecticut.
Yes, I'm in Connecticut. I'm working. I'm doing my thing. I got a call. And I'm not
in a job, in an apartment.
Actually, at this point, I had 2 jobs because then I started working at Bath and Body Works, and I was still
nothing stopping her
working at night in the the diner for a couple of nights a week. And kids was in school, everything, you know, was good and stuff like that. I was all right. And this was 4th of July, 2007. My mother came down that week because I was having a big cookout in the park. It was a nice big park across the street from my house. And my mother came down, and it rained or whatever. So, you know, we brought the stuff back to the house. We like, all right, we're going to do it on Monday or whatever, because it rained the rest of that weekend.
Right.
And so I get up and I'm going to take Lavelle at this point, because he was Lavelle was like a year old. I was going to take him to daycare. And you know how you just have this gut feeling, and I see a patrol car sitting in front of the building. So and something just said, "Don't go to your car."
Oh wow!
Don't go to your car. But I'm like, why would they be here for me? Like, you know what I'm saying? How would they know that this is me? So I go mosey onto my car.
Oh, you didn't listen to the instinct.
Yeah, I didn't follow my gut.
Wow. And
I just mosey onto my car with my baby in my arm. Next thing you know, I see all these U.S. Marshals.
Fuck.
And they was like, first the patrol guy came to me. He was like, excuse me, ma'am, who's the owner of this car? So I was like, oh, it's my sister's. Why? And he was like, what's her name? I was like, oh, her name is Sharena. I said, she's in Miami. I'm, you know, house sitting for her and babysitting for her or whatever. Next thing you know, all these U.S. Marshals come running. And they got my picture.
For little old
and
you.
They like, I was like, that's not me.
You gotta keep that fucking act up. You gotta chase this. You gotta chase me.
Nah, your instinct is too quick. How you gonna look at it?
She been training since PA. She know.
No, I've been rehearsing this shit.
She in Miami.
I had a plan.
Oh,
Not like that. He was like, look at the moles. I was like, we all got these moles in my family. Me, my mother, my sister. And that's a fact, though. We all got these identical moles. I'm like, that is not me. That is my sister. And she is in Miami. And I think I said my name was Sherelle. Oh, sorry, Sherelle. But I think I said my name was Sherelle. I was like, yeah, my name is Sherelle. I am not Sharena. But they wouldn't leave me alone. They kept finding I'm trying to walk away with the baby and all that. Lavelle like, leave my mommy alone.
See? Protection.
I'm trying. He was on it.
You know, he always had a mom. He still got a mom. He was like, get away from my mommy. That's my mommy.
You had them ready.
And I'm like, yo, but they just wouldn't leave me alone. I couldn't go anywhere. So I just went back in the building and got on the elevator. And I'm like, you know what? It's me. Y'all got me. Fuck it. Let me just give my baby to my mother. It is what it is. Out there. Thank God she was there. That's what I said. You see how God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Thank God she was there. She came upstairs and I came upstairs with him and them people with me. And she like, what the hell going on? I said, bye, it's over. They got me. I'm going to jail.
Listen.
7 years.
Yes. He was like, where you was going to go? You was going to run? I said, I was going to try.
What you thought? I was like, so how long you been looking for me?
Exactly.
What you think?
I'm like, what you think I'm going to do? You damn right I was going to try. If y'all would have just walked away from me, I would have been the fuck out and I would have been on to the next state.
Listen.
Pretty much. On to the next state.
Just to soothe my brain, where would you have gone after Connecticut?
I probably would have went to Virginia because my daddy been out there all them years.
Daddy!
It's time for us to reconnect.
Daddy! It's me and the 3 grands. Let me see.
I got 3 boys for you to meet, Daddy.
Is your grandchildren? The grandfather?
They said they wanted to see you, Daddy.
No, that was a great one.
Yo, sign my card. You a fucking star.
I would have been out there. My name would have been Keisha.
I can see the kids now. Your mother named Keisha.
Uh-huh.
My mother name is Keisha.
Leave my mommy alone.
Be like, here, Quelly, hold my ID.
Oh,
all right?
My God. Don't answer that phone.
Exactly.
Y'all better know the routine.
Yo, it was great. And just, I mean, and it's amazing that I could just laugh at it now. But I was like, I was like 190 and went down to like 102 in a matter of weeks.
Wow.
But I didn't feel stressed. I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I just was on the move, like keeping myself busy.
You really was on the move.
You were numb.
Right, exactly.
So you were
I sure was.
You were running on adrenaline for 7 years.
For 7
And never
years.
dropped.
And never dropped. And I'm like,
did
these
you ever have a
motherfuckers
moment?
caught me.
Like, to yourself and
Yeah,
just...
I mean, yeah. It's when they caught me, that was my moment, because I'm like, are they going to come get me? Because Connecticut gave them a certain amount of time to come get me. So if they didn't pick me up, they would have had to let me go.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, they really going to drive from Pennsylvania all the way over here to come get me?
If you were further, they would
like,
not have.
I said, it's 7 years already. Like September, they caught me in July. September would have been my 7th year for a nonviolent crime. So it would have been like.
But you know why? If whoever was on that case, if they were still there, they had a fucking vengeance against you.
He wasn't even there.
No?
To be honest with you, I think somebody told on me. Because they didn't even know, they knew me through my car.
They was giving out money for you?
I don't
They may have.
I'm like, wait a minute now.
I think it was just a hater, because it was this girl in Connecticut that...
How she knew about?
Because she
was
from
Pennsylvania, famous.
Yeah.
In the paper.
And she was from Cooper.
No, but what I'm saying is, because remember, she went from PA to New York.
That person lived in PA too, and went to New York. Went back to New York because she fell the fuck off. Okay. And then ended up being in Connecticut, and I'm a survivor. I'm gonna do good regardless, on the road, whatever. And I've always been about my shit, about my bread, and I still stay fresh. And everybody looking at me like, "How the hell do you do it?" And it was just some people that just couldn't tolerate it. And
tell me off camera who the fuck it is.
And I believe
off
in my
the camera
when the red light go off.
I believe in my gut that person told on me.
Well, this time, listen to your instinct, because you ignored it when you went to that damn
Well, there
car.
ain't no this time, because a bitch goes by the rules now.
No U-turns or nothing is going down.
I'm a civilian. I'm a changed woman. But you know what? It is like, at that time I was upset, but it's like now I'm not even mad. I actually thank her. I actually thank her, because you got me to where I'm at today. And when I see you, like, you look bad.
And she's still mad. You're still mad.
She's still mad.
How you still with it? How you still with it?
Exactly.
Don't make a fake account and go under our Instagram and start talking shit about this episode, because I'll find you.
Look at this.
She looks bad.
You see, you got me getting crazy already.
Like this craziness.
Mm-hmm. And every time I see her, I be like,
but that means she has no good luck.
How did the kids react? Because now they watching you leave with all of the guys.
Well, obviously Marvelous didn't really understand. Lavelle was still little. He still didn't understand. I think it affected the oldest more than anything, because he was
rolled
aware,
out with you,
right, and he knew what was going on. So,
but by this time, would he not have been like seasoned? Because he knew.
But I guess just the mere fact that my mommy's actually going to jail. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, they were scaring me, because they was making it, you ran, so they going to take your time back. You could do the max, which is 11 to 25. And I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm sitting in the bullpen and I'm concerned. Like, and Connecticut doesn't have a county prison. So I went straight to the state prison up there where
that was different than what you were before.
Full goatees and stuff like that. And I was like, where am I?
That's what made me ask you in the beginning. Did anybody try you? You should have went back pregnant.
Nah, she said not this one. She said this one was. This the bitch jail?
Yeah.
You should have went back pregnant.
I'm like, what is happening? Like, where am I? Why?
No bologna sandwiches, huh?
Oh my God! But when I did my so obviously Pennsylvania came and got me, and I went to the county. I was there for a couple of months until, they was ready to transport me upstate. And so I went upstate, and that's where it was like, okay, this shit is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to give your DNA and all that, because you're a convicted felon now. And you know what I'm saying? And you just surrounded by, you don't even, I'm like, is it men here? Like, is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's serious. It's real serious. So, but I stayed to myself. I didn't deal with nobody. I walked the yard in the morning. I went to the gym. I had my little job and all that. But I was in a max when they first put me in. So then eventually I went to minimum security, where we didn't have cells and doors and stuff like that. And the max was rough for me because I'm a claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So I had to, like psych my mind out, like don't think about it. Just and these doors was like sealed closed, like it's shut, electric doors.
So what did you
by
do?
yourself in there?
No, I had a roommate.
It's a
but
bunk.
yeah, but my
I don't
roommate.
know. I don't be up in there. No, I think bunk beds.
Not gonna say how I know.
I don't know what they got going on.
Thankfully, my roommate, we was in the county together, so they kept us together
Okay.
while we were in the max. And once we got to the minimum, we got separated. I actually went up before her, and that's when you in a room with 3 other females with no doors.
No doors.
No doors.
It's a story coming, guys.
So
You see the
it's
face?
open. It's like a.
While you sleep, you don't.
No,
it's open.
Yeah, it's open. No
The
doors.
other neighbor could come in.
The other neighbor could come in your room. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You should have just stayed in the closed lock joint. Shit.
Fuck that closed
Yeah,
room.
look, excuse me. I would just do my shit here. Lock this, thank you.
And you know how you always watch them prison movies? You be like, yeah, you gotta show. You can't act like you no punk. So I come in there with my face screwed up, like let somebody try me. I swear to God, if I gotta do more
But
time,
this is
I'm
where the
hurt
tease
that
is at. They got the lineups and shit,
Yes.
so you don't know if you
Yes.
can take one of them motherfuckers out
I'm
or
like,
not.
damn.
Grown ass men in here.
For my very first night, they had me in a room with 6. It was 5 people. It was a 6-man cell, and it was 5 people in there. And these bitches were smoking, and I'm like, I stopped smoking cigarettes. I didn't like cigarettes. I hadn't smoked for years at this point. And I'm like, they're like, oh, we smoke. You mind? Yes, I do mind. I'm not gonna sit here and bite my tongue. I don't care if y'all been in this room for years. Yes, I do mind.
Okay.
And they was like, well, we'll try. They didn't stop smoking. I mind. I guess they was like, okay, and
Right.
you mind. But so I'm
It
like,
was
all right.
rhetorical.
Right. I'm like, I ain't gonna go tell. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. So eventually they moved me out of that room. So then they moved me in the room with 4 people. So I got along with all my roommates, but it was just this one because they call them the boys up there because there's a lot of Philly people, so they the boys, okay?
Who,
and
the prisoners?
No,
the goatees?
Like the
She's
the gay couples and stuff like that. They call them boys, like a aggressor. How we call them
the boys.
They call them the boys.
Okay.
And they used to be like, yeah, my boyfriend Nova and doing all this, and I'm looking at
speaking about another female.
Yes, I'm like, we all have vaginas, so that's
not your boyfriend.
It's not your boyfriend, okay? They started calling me the stuck-up Brooklyn girl because I didn't mess with nobody.
Right.
But I'm gonna be me. I'm not gonna sit here and let
no boyfriend
try to chump me. No, exactly. Exactly.
Not here.
You will not be.
They lineup wasn't all that good.
No,
you wasn't with none of
the goatee wasn't thick enough.
It wasn't all that.
You will not be taking me down in the closet because we had these closet doors.
Oh,
right?
they have to go in the closet.
Wait, you close the closet door. You open the closet doors together, and that's how you got your privacy to change and stuff like that. So the people in the hallway wouldn't see you. So they'd be like, "Yo, I'm going up in the room today. You know what I'm saying? Bring my shoe.
I'm shorty."
So I'd be like, all right, I'll go sit in the day room because I don't go in the day room. I have my own TV. You know what I'm saying? I was chilling. I was eating good up there. I'm like, all right, my family made sure I was well taken care of. So I ain't have to want for nothing. And I'm like, and then so they moved one of the boys in my room.
Oh.
So
trying to get a girlfriend.
No, see, what they do is they try to intimidate you because half of them they don't have. They, you know what I'm saying? They try to get people to take care of them and all that. So she came up in there. She thought she was gonna sit there and kick her feet back and look at my TV and eat up my shit and all that. So I had to.
They want to be taken care of.
Yeah, I had to show. Reno. I had to bring out Reno.
Put your feet down.
Like
this ain't your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold down your space.
Yeah, so I stopped speaking to her. I started moving funny, so the bitch started walking in the room, bumping me and all that. I'm like, all right. I said, okay, and I was close. I was getting ready to at this point, I was getting ready to go to boot camp. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, this bitch fucking with me, and I said, I swear to my kids, if I gotta do more time and go to the hole, I'm gonna wreck this bitch shit. So I'm like, all right. So she bumped me again. I was like, all right. That third time she bumped me, I pushed that bitch so hard into that motherfucking closet door, and I was like, what's up? What up? What you want to do? Because I can act like a boy too. What like you got me all the way fucked up.
Yo.
That bitch was out of my room that night.
And that's Rena.
And that's what you had to do?
Yeah, Rena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like to fight.
But she hold it down for us.
So usually they just put up the act and no one tries them.
Exactly. They try to scare you and intimidate you. And I'm like, not me, honey.
But you should know that it's the quiet one that you have to watch out for.
Exactly. See, they get it twisted because they don't get this bourgeois, okay? Don't think because I'm Miss Bourgeois that...
And she already knew you had it going on because you got TV, you got light.
Exactly.
So she like, I'm going to try to get with her.
Exactly.
Or bully something out of her.
The locker full, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but you won't be eating no cheesesteaks off for me.
Yeah, she trying to get down with you.
Not today, boo.
She trying to get down with you. So, just to go back. So, you went, what was your sentence actually?
It was 3 to 7 years.
So, you got to do 3?
I had to do a minimum of 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And if anything, if you was to get into any trouble or whatever, it could go up to the 7. So what was the actual charges?
Of conspiracy, possession with intent to deliver, corrupt organization, some kind of telecommunication charge with the phone, and a bunch of other. It was like several charges of possession, because what it was, his phone was tapped. So whenever he was on the phone with somebody, and if me and him was in a car together, and he was going to meet somebody with something, they was charging me with that.
Oh, okay.
Possession charge or whatever
for that conversation.
Right, but I wasn't on the phone. I'm just sitting in the car, and they see me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure they have pictures of you and everything.
Oh yeah, it was a stack. I had a whole Timberland box full of phone conversations.
So the 7 years that you were on the run, allegedly, did you have any sort of communication with him while he was away?
No. None whatsoever.
I'm done with his ass. You done spent up all the money. And said,
no,
fuck
and
this shit. I'm sick of this.
And not only that, but he was a whore because you know.
Or
was getting money.
Came out the woodwork.
Yeah, they get money. They, you know what I'm saying. So he out there, this one. Oh yeah. But first of all, I was locked up with like 2 bitches he was fucking.
Oh.
Come to find out, we all in there together. We was in the county, like.
Oh, looking dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
All doing 3 to 7s.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they might have been in the car for conversations too.
Never know.
They had a Nike box. You had the Timberland.
Exactly.
Never know.
Wow.
Yes, all 3 of us together. And she was like, "Well, he's gonna do this with me, and he told me that he was gonna bail me out." And I'm like, I want to see how that happens.
Right.
Did he have kids with him too?
No. She was like, he's gonna pawn his jewelry and he's gonna get me out, and I'm
like,
like,
"What's jewelry?"
Yeah, and I said, but that's funny because I got the jewelry in my house. So how he gonna do that when I come?
She tried it. She knew who was number one. She just was trying.
Yeah, I came straight to Brooklyn and took that shit right on Graham Avenue and was like, yeah, let me get here you go.
You gotta do what you have to do.
Give me whatever you gonna give me for it.
It is what it is.
That is something.
Bail you out where, boo?
That is.
Yes, exactly. So at that point, I was like, fuck him.
Okay, because
so that was easy to move on from.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Well, at least something was easy because nothing else was.
No,
so
I'm done.
Ooh, you left the boys, yeah.
Yeah. So luckily, in the state of Pennsylvania, they had this program called pre-release. So if you do good, well, I was trying to get into boot camp, but then I got sick. That's when I had anemia. I was anemic, and that's how I found out with the heavy menstruals and all of that. And I was going through that, so of course my iron to go down. So I didn't qualify for boot camp. They denied me for the program. So because I would have got out in 9 months, did boot camp, and then went home. But they had this other program called pre-release for people that are like, on good behavior and stuff like that. That's why I was like, really chewing down real hard on my tongue.
Yeah.
So I got approved for the pre-release program, and I did 2 years in the state prison, and then I had to go in a halfway house for a year.
Okay, so you did 2 years up there with the boys?
Yeah, I did 2 years up there with the boys.
With the balls. Yep. I mean, what was your
see how
day?
She survived.
But that's a lot. That's a long time.
She had a routine.
They wake you up at 4:45 for count. So I would get up for count. You lay back down for a couple of minutes. You eat breakfast at 6 o'clock. I go eat my breakfast. and then they do a walk at like 7:00. They do a count after breakfast, and then you go to the gym. You go to
So she took her walk, then the gym.
Go to the yard. I had a job, so that kept me occupied too.
Who did your hair?
Oh, bro, they got a whole beauty salon in there.
I wasn't in there, Nelly. I got my questions here because I'm dead serious. Who did your hair, girl? The boys?
No.
Or the girls?
Well, shit, they call it bullzagging. Everybody up there. You don't even know who's what. Unless they got the salon joint. Yeah, but this girl, I had her box braid my hair, my natural hair. Every day I had my hair box braided.
Oh, I was say they had weave.
My regular hair, and then you wear a scarf, and I just throw my scarf on. And before I left, I went and got me a relaxer, but that's when my hair was swinging like, I was like, I'm going home, bitches.
They got perms?
Yes, I had a whole perm in the hair salon. You got you got to buy tickets from your commissary. You buy tickets to get a perm. Perm was like $3 or something like that.
What job were you doing?
My first job was in the laundry. So me and all my cellies, we had to clean clothes because they washed everybody drawers, everything together. That was disgusting.
Wow.
Yes.
And you know what? Does she say that about this situation? Because her phobia with dirt too. Yep. And her clothes and her everything. That's why I don't even know.
I don't know.
She
how
did
it
it
either. I did it because I had no choice.
Right.
That's why she was running for 7 years.
See how she just did that whole situation with the laundry?
Yes.
Like, so you was doing the laundry.
Yep, I did the laundry, and I had like a good position in the laundry because they liked me.
That's why
that's why she was on a run for 7 years, because
in the suitcase,
she was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I travel with my blankets and my towels and my washcloths. Yes, I do.
So, you washing up the laundry.
So I would, put ours separate in the machine by itself and throw everybody else's together.
So your cellies was happy to have you.
Yeah,
so that worked out.
We had all the good sheets. We had good cellies because one worked in the kitchen, so she would bring the onions and the green peppers for the cheesesteak. And I brought all the good linen and the uniforms because we had to wear browns.
Team effort, y'all.
So
Team effort.
We had all the good stuff.
Right. So where y'all cook?
So
I need all the in.
Yeah. So you get.
I ain't going in, but I mean,
you get
people to know if you don't know how to do this stuff, stay the hell up out the way.
Exactly. So my roommate would steal garbage bags from the kitchen, or you get cool with whoever's doing like the detail that cleans the bathrooms and stuff, and you get garbage bags. So we didn't have bread, so we used to use cinnamon raisin bagels, and we like gut it out and shit, and the cheesesteak come in a pouch. So you cook your cheesesteak and all that, put it on the bagel with the cheese, and then you tie it up in the garbage bag real tight. And they had the 195-degree water in the sink. So you fill the bowl up, you sit that shit in the bowl, put the lid on it, and let it sit for about 30-45 minutes.
Voila.
And that shit be soft and smoking.
So there you go. You got you a cheesesteak. She told you get you some good cellmates so they can bring the stuff from the kitchen. Good laundry. So we giving y'all some good tips today. Like,
listen, y'all taking notes?
Y'all taking notes or not? Because if y'all don't get off them streets,
that was crazy.
Your cheese sandwiches going in the garbage bag pretty soon.
Listen, guys, stay tuned for episode 2 with Sharena, because you do not want to miss this.
I lived a crazy life, but I'm still here smiling.
I mean, I had to go back before we get to the boot camp because I needed my details. I was like, wait a minute, because she got the cheesesteaks. Who did her hair? She don't play with her hair. The clothing or whatever. But like you said, like shout outs to the family.
I had creases in my pants
that held you down. You was ironing your joints and everything. It was good. That's good. Did they bring the kids to visit you, or you?
I did not want that.
Okay.
I did not want that because I felt like that was going to break me. I had to keep my strength. And I think that made me strong. Like, and it's not that they had a problem with coming. I just was like, no.
It would have broke you down a little bit.
Exactly. To see them come see me like that and then have to leave, I didn't want it.
Your strength is...
Let me just do this, get this shit out the way, get it off my back, and it is what it is.
That is
shout out to my snitch though, because
we ain't even go back to that.
No, I thank her.
Thank her for.
I thank her, he, she, whoever it is. I
So
thank them.
give her your last words for this episode before we close out.
We closing? This is getting good. I'm just gonna see if
We
you
have
had
two-
the
we have
peanut
two
butter and
episodes.
jelly.
Oh, girl, I had
Nah.
peanut butter and jelly. I had
That was
tuna
it.
fish. I had
You had the
rice.
first one? Oh. Yeah, everything.
Sure did. I ate good. Sure, I came home thicker than a Snicker.
So you got your pounds back that you had lost.
Right, because you was at 105 when you went in, right?
Yep.
That's small.
Yeah.
The
Even though I
boys
was always skinny,
That
but
got you
damn,
up there at 105. That is nothing.
That was stress for real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, tune in for the next episode. Thank you for tuning in for this episode. We'll see you next time. Real life, real views.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Real Life Real Views with Nels Love and A. Smith. Follow us at RLRV Podcast on all streaming platforms to stay connected.